This is the Getting Into Alignment podcast. Here we play in the quantum world of possibilities. If you desire it, you get to have it. My name is Alexa Ray Smith. I'm a business coach and spiritual teacher for women in business. I'm here to help you unlock your personal power and tap into your magnetism so that you can manifest the most incredible life for yourself and build the business of your dreams. These episodes will help you plug into the energy of infinite potentiality and teach you the tools you need to play in this world where limitations don't exist. On this podcast, I'll be talking to you about energetics, mindset, embodiment, spirituality, money, and business. Everything that you want is on the other side of you getting into alignment. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Getting Into Alignment podcast. I'm your host, Alexa Ray Smith. And if you have not yet joined my 30-day challenge, the money game, which is 30 days of you manifesting more money than you've ever manifested, this is the summer where you get to jump into your wealthiest timeline. Because the thing is the universe isn't responding to your bank account. It is responding to your faith account. It is responding to the amount of energy you currently embody, the frequency you're playing at, the thoughts you have now. It's just responding to you. And I find that so many people get so tripped up when it comes to money. And I get it. I was one of those people. Money was literally the hardest thing for me to manifest for the longest time. And I realized that a lot of people are in this boat because I continuously get questions about, Alexa, how do I manifest money? Alexa, how do I manifest abundance? Alexa, and it's always mostly in terms of money. And that's why I created Currency, the money membership, where it's a low ticket membership for you to get in and really start doing this work. Because quite honestly, money work is very, very in depth. There's a lot of things that you have to go through, from the mindset to the embodiment to the frequency work to your behaviors to your relationship. There's a lot of moving pieces to it. And I always say, if you dedicate 6 months to a year to doing money work, while it's probably going to be the gnarliest work you ever do, you will transform your entire life, because it's going to allow you to change the way you operate in terms of money, which quite honestly is the energetic currency that we use on this material plane to be able to pay for things. And so when you change your money story, you literally change your entire life. And so I have the Currency membership, which you can jump into, but I've now also added the money game. So you can either purchase the money game separately, or if you are in Currency and you're seriously dedicated to doing the money work, so that way you can transform your entire life, then you can jump into Currency and you can pay the monthly membership fee, and you'll also get the money game. But for those of you that are like, I really am in a place where I need to start doing some work with money because I realize that my money story is not how I desire it to be, then the money game is the perfect place for you to be, because it's literally $33 for 30 days. Are you fucking kidding me? It's truly insane. That is like $1 a day. And I'm telling you, so right now we're on day 2, and right now there is one long riff, and there are 2 practices plus a 20-minute visualization. And I'm telling you, even day 1 was worth the $33, but right now, we have exceeded it. Everything that has dropped so far, and we're only 2 days in, is already more value than your investment, times 10. I'm telling you, when you get into my world, we approach money so differently, because I've found that the majority of coaches out there, 99% of them, even the ones that are self-proclaimed, money is what they do and what they focus on, the majority of them only focus on money mindset. And you guys have heard me say this before, but money mindset is where a lot of people get stuck, because there's still a lot of trauma that lives in their body when it comes to money. And the whole frequency work, like the majority of us have mastered the frequency of lack. So in order for you to really tap into the frequency of abundance, you have to learn how to do the frequency work as well. So you guys know that my Psyche manifestation method is rewire your mind, regulate your nervous system, recode your cellular DNA. So in my world, especially with money, I really like to play into the frequency work first, because when you start embodying a new energy, that is when you completely shift, because your physiology dictates your mental state. And a lot of women, because the majority of money coaches, let's be honest, are women, which I love, but the majority of those women focus on the mind. And it's like, if you don't change the physiology, if you don't change your energy and your body, then you're gonna have a very difficult time actually changing your mindset. And I have taken pretty much every single freaking money course out there. And a lot of them left me almost feeling worse, because it was like I knew on a logical level that everything I was taught around money was a lie, yet I now just had more information to teach me that it didn't have to be this way. I didn't have to be broke. I didn't have to be struggling. I didn't have to be stressing about money. But there was this disconnect where it was like, okay, now I can see how programmed I was. I can see how programmed the matrix still is, but I'm having a difficult time closing this gap and actually being able to solidify this new mindset, because my body and my frequency keep taking me into lack. And the more knowledge I had didn't help me get out of this lack state. It actually, I felt like, got me sucked in even more. And the thing is that isn't uncommon. I have been in these programs where, there's groups or there's places to connect with the other students, and it's like 1% of the people are excelling and they're like thriving with this, doing just the mental aspect of it. But I genuinely have seen, maybe 1 to 10%, but I've genuinely seen 90 to 99% of the women almost feeling worse about themselves, because it was like, fuck, like, I know that this is true. I see that the coach applied this and they are excelling, or I see that the other students, like the 1 to 10% that are landing this information, like, they are excelling, but I'm almost having worse results with my money. And it's like, why can't I get this? And then you almost start feeling bad about yourself, because you're like, this is working for everyone else, but why isn't it working for me? And it isn't working for everyone else. It's just we're putting the coach or the mentor and then the other students that are sharing their success stories, we're putting them on a pedestal. And then a lot of women almost feel ashamed to be like, but this isn't working for me. And like, I do need further help. And I really want to be able to close that gap for you. I genuinely feel like the reason why I dedicated an entire decade to doing money work was because I was here to be the mentor that was like, that's not it. It's not a mindset. Yes, mindset is very important, but the physiology, your body and your energy is arguably more important, because that's how you genuinely shift your frequency, so that way you can shift your consciousness. Because it's almost impossible to get out of the maze that is your mind, that is a maze programmed towards lack, when it's like, it doesn't matter how much you move or how much you do, it just seems like you're just getting more lack and more lack. And I tell you guys all the time, lack consciousness plus lack frequency equals more lack. And the problem is a lot of women and people are taking action from a lack consciousness and a lack frequency, and that's why they're getting more lack. But then it gets frustrating, because it's like, well, how do I get out of this then? Like, how do I get out of this? And that's how I felt for so long. And it was like, what the hell? Because when I was going to school for business. And when I was shifting to get my MBA degree and was in that dual program to start getting my MBA, I was only being taught how to budget and manage money like it was a limited resource. And you guys know my story. At that point, I had worked for the New York State government for probably, I want to say like 6 years at that point, maybe 7. And then I started in a money program with a money coach that was making $400,000 a month, and it was only going up. And I was like, wait a minute, like there is something here that like I need to know. And I'm obviously in the wrong industry, because at that point my goal was to be a director of a New York State agency. I wanted to Captain Planet style save the environment. So I wanted to be the director of the Department of Environmental Conservation. And then I saw that the directors, and this is public knowledge, only made $120,000 a year, and they were on call 24/7, and they had to deal with all of the stress from the public and the entire agency. So it was a very high stress, which arguably I operate very, very well in stressful environments. I've been conditioned to operate in stress and chaos, and I thrive there. I excel there. I am able to make very high level decisions very quickly, very easily, because I know everything that I need to know. And if I don't, I know who to go to, or I know what resource to go to, and I can make a very, very educated decision quickly. And I understand how that will affect other people. So arguably, I would have thrived in that condition because I was not in my parasympathetic nervous system. My amygdala was in overdrive. And that's where a lot of us are, right? It was actually, I had to learn to be comfortable in the calm, and not just be the chaos in the storm and be the calm in the storm. But it was like, that can't, why am I spending my entire life to get to 120K a year position when I'm on call 24/7? So it's like I'm working 40 plus hours all of the time, when this girl that is working 12 hours a week is making 4 times that in a month. And I was like, this is not it. This is not it. So my money work really started with financial literacy and learning taxes and learning how to diversify a portfolio and learning about stocks and learning about budgeting and learning about accounting and doing all of the very, very dry money work. And then it was like I shifted into the mindset and the energetics of money. But the thing that I felt was lacking was there was a lot of conversation about the energetics of money, but I felt like there wasn't a lot of teachings to help you genuinely embody this new frequency. And I find that this is where a lot of people are. And I know that when you get to this point, you feel so jaded because you're like, I know that this isn't right. I know that the way that I'm thinking about money and feeling about money, and not necessarily right, but it's not true. It's not true that you have to feel scarce when it comes to money. It's not true that you have to stress about money. It's not true that money has to be hard for you. It's not true that you have to work hard for money. It's not true that you have to struggle for money. But then you keep seeing the hardship, the struggle. You keep feeling the scarcity. You keep feeling the stress. You keep feeling the worry, the doubt, and the fear. And it's like, how do I get out of this? And I honestly see a lot of women in business that struggle with this. And it's like, because they've struggled with their money work. And that's why I don't often use the term money mindset, because it's money work. It's mind, body, soul. A lot of women struggle with their money work because they've only been taught money mindset, and because they weren't able to master the money mindset because it was like 1/3 of the puzzle, and they didn't have the other 2/3 to really connect the pieces to become this new person and to have this new experience with money, that a lot of women struggle in their businesses. And not just women, but I mentor women. I'm sure that this is true for men as well. And I do have some men students, and I do occasionally work with men, but primarily I work with women. So whatever your gender is, you just have to get used to the fact that I'm going to normally be speaking to women, but apply that to yourself. Like I always say, the world is constantly speaking to men, and women have to apply it to them. So you can be a man in my world, but just get used to having to apply it to you for once in your life. Let's equal the playing field. But I see a lot of newer business owners that struggle with getting clients or making money and having those high income months because this money work hasn't landed for them yet. And the thing that I want to mention here is a lot of people think that money is only difficult and stressful when you don't have a lot of it. But I have seen time and time again through mentoring people, through being in masterminds, through working with my own mentors, that were making insane amounts of money a month. Like I have worked with women that have had $1 million months. And it isn't just when you don't have the money, but there's also a lot of stress and worry and doubts and fear when you start generating that much money, because what has the business coaching world told you to do? It tells you to tell everyone how much money you're making a month and use that as your main marketing scheme, which I always tell you guys not to do. But it's like, because they're like, I just had a $30,000 month, and now I just had a $50,000 month, and now I just had a $70,000 month. And they've said it so many times over and over again, and they've had the shiny balloons, and they've, done whatever. But their entire marketing scheme is around how much money they're making a month, which adds a lot of pressure to these women, because now it's like, oh my God, what if my income goes down and I just told everyone that I just had a 50K month, and then this month I have a 20K month. Now I look like a failure. Now no one's going to invest in me. Oh my God, So the money work doesn't stop when you start generating money. This is something that you're always going to be doing. You're just going to be meeting yourself at different edges. You're going to be meeting yourself in the depths. Like it's like the more money you make, the deeper that you're going, because you now have a bigger energetic capacity to hold. But your human mind is still going to come up with the bullshit stories of like, what if I can't do this again? What if I lose it all? What if? And it's always going to play the negative what if game. So I need you to understand that it's not like you're going to get X amount of dollars and then all of the work is just going to be done. This is a process that you're going to be doing forever. And that's why Currency, the money membership, is a year-long membership, because when you get into a program or when you get into a mentorship space with somebody, you're actually collapsing the timeline for you to be able to embody the information, because the person is teaching you how they did it. So you're not having to trial and error as much. And rich people understand that money is an unlimited resource. Every rich person knows this, whether they're spiritual or not. They understand that money is an energy, money is a consciousness first. And they understand that time is their most valuable resource. It is not money. Money is a resource that is infinite. So rich and wealthy people will always spend money to make money. They invest in programs, mentorship, or they invest in things that they know are going to have a bigger return on investment, because you are the biggest return on investment. Where I see a lot of people that are stuck in poverty consciousness go wrong is they want everything for free. And money is an energy. It flows. That's why the money membership is called Currency. And it's like, if you're expecting to get all of this for free, you're not putting any skin in the game. And it's like, you're going to struggle to make money if you're not spending money, in a sense. Like, I'm not saying you have to spend $100,000 on mentorship, but I am saying if you're just trying to learn abundance mindset and learn wealth consciousness through TikTok videos and through YouTubes and videos and through books that you're listening to YouTube, and you're not even paying for the book, so you're not actually giving any credit to the author that wrote the book. It's like, that isn't in alignment with what a wealthy person would do. A wealthy person isn't seeking free information. A wealthy person is realizing when they meet somebody that can genuinely help them, or when they find a program, or when they find a mentor or a book or whatever it is, that they're going to invest their time into learning from that person, and they're going to put some skin in the game. You guys hear me say this all the time, but it's like, I noticed that I go live almost every day on TikTok, and you guys know I'm on there for an hour to 2 hours, and I love hanging out with you guys. I love connecting with you guys. But the problem I'm seeing repeatedly is I'm getting asked the same questions about money. And a lot of the times it's the same people asking. A lot of the times I'm getting questions on my videos from the same people. And it's like, the reason why it's not landing for you is you're trying to get all of this information for free. And there's only so much depth that somebody can go into for free. Like, yes, TikTok videos can now be 10 minutes long. And yes, a podcast can be unlimited. And yes, a live can be like 2 hours. That's when I energetically cut off. But it's like, you're not submersing yourself in the information. You're constantly in this hamster wheel where it's like you're just searching for more content. You're searching the abundance mindset hashtag. You're searching through multiple people and multiple videos. And it's like, you are just in this chasing energy instead of just landing in a place where you can learn and really integrate the information so that way you can embody it. Because again, it's knowledge when it lives in your head, but when it's integrated, it becomes embodied and it lives as wisdom in your body. And that's really how money has to be. So I said yesterday on my live that I really don't think that I will be teaching money for free anymore, because I think that it's doing more harm than good. Because it's not, when I teach for free, like, I'm not giving you a guided meditation. I'm not giving you a visualization. I'm not giving you practices. I mean, every once in a while I will give you a practice, but it's like, it's not in writing, so you have to hurry to write it down while I'm talking. It's just like in one ear, out one ear type of thing. And I just don't think it's doing you any good. Like, I know for me, the reason why I was able to learn money was because I invested so much money into learning about money. I bought the books. I've never listened to a book for free on YouTube, because I genuinely understand, especially somebody that's writing a book right now, that a book is a lot of effort to write, and I'm not going to listen to it for free. Like, even music, I've paid for Apple Music for what, like probably 10 years now. I don't know how long it's been out for, but since it came out, because I genuinely understand that so much work goes into these things, and I would rather be sending energy back to the person who created it. And it's like, because I invested so much money in programs and resources between books and mentors and programs, like, that's when it was like, no, like, I'm not giving myself a plan B that this won't work, because I'm investing money into making sure this works. I'm dedicating my time into making sure this works. And what you have to realize is that the Matrix is still teaching you that it's honorable to be broke, that it's moral to be poor, that rich people are terrible people. And it's like every show out there shows rich people as being bad people. And that's because all of the media channels are owned by one rich family that understands that if they keep brainwashing you towards poverty, then you'll keep complaining about how hard money is, instead of actually turning off the television and getting yourself into a space where that isn't normalized. You have to start normalizing that it is easy for you to make money, that money is an unlimited resource, that money gets to flow to you, that you get to make money every single night in your sleep, that you get to make money work for you, that you don't have to trade your time for money. But it's like, if you're surrounded by an environment of people that keep having shitty conversations about money, and they keep normalizing lack, and they keep normalizing hardship, and they keep normalizing the struggle, then it's going to be really hard for you to be able to get out of that, because you're literally living in it. And the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with really set the standards for your life and what's available for you. So that is why I created the money game, because there's literally no fucking excuse for you to not be manifesting money anymore. This is 30 days of me dropping riffs, activations, dropping visualizations, dropping practices where you are learning how to become your wealthiest self now. Because the universe is responding to you now. It's responding to your consciousness now. It's responding to your frequency now. It's responding to your reaction. It's responding to how you respond. And like I say all of the time, you guys say that you want to manifest money, and then when you get a bill that's like 1/4 of the amount of money you're saying you want to manifest, you allow your nervous system to get dysregulated, you allow your consciousness to go into lack, you allow your frequency to go into lack, and you start freaking out about money. So you're not signaling to the universe that you would be able to handle manifesting a large sum of money, whether it's in your business or outside of your business, because you're still tripping yourself out over a little bill. And it's like, a wealthy person would never do that. A wealthy person would just laugh like, oh, I got a bill, okay, and they would just go and pay it because they understand the money is always there. And because they just pay it and they don't make it a thing and they don't let it ruin their day and they don't start freaking out and going, now I don't have the money to pay for this, and now I need money for this, and now they just pay it and they just go about their day. And it's like, it's so much more important for you to actively be paying attention to how you're showing up in the day with money, your relationship with money, the thoughts that you have, and like how you're actually living, because the universe isn't responding to the affirmations you're saying for 5 minutes a day or the visualization that you're doing for 15 minutes a day. It's responding to your dominant frequency, to your dominant consciousness. So you have to be really honest with yourself. Am I dominantly operating from lack, or am I dominantly operating from abundance? And a lot of people are like, Alexa, but how do I feel abundance when I've never felt wealthy? And it's like, you can feel any way that you want to feel. You are consciously choosing or unconsciously choosing to not feel into it, to tell yourself that you don't know how to feel wealthy. When you do, there have been times in your life where you felt wealthy before. It's just the majority of time in your life, you have been feeling lack. And so you're pretending like the only thing you know how to feel into is lack. And so the money game, like, there's no fucking excuses. It is $33. It's a challenge for 30 days. So remember, rewiring your mind, it takes 21 days to form a new neural pathway. And the problem is the majority of people will one day play into this new reality and think these new thoughts, maybe for an entire day. And then the next day they go right back to being the old person with the old consciousness. And that actually doesn't rewire your mind. You have to consistently, every single time the thought comes up, take it in the new direction consistently for at least 21 days. So that's why the money game is $33 and it's for 30 days, because we're going to be recoding your cellular DNA towards wealth. You're going to be living as your wealthiest self now. You're going to be creating new neural pathways towards abundance in your mind, because I'm not letting you put one foot in and then pull it out, because you are committing to 30 days with me. You are committing to doing this work, to playing this game with money, because a lot of people are making money so serious. And it's not even, again, it's not just people that don't have money. There are women that are making $100,000 plus a month, and they all of a sudden start making it serious again, because they're like, what if I can't do this anymore? And da-da-da, what if my business starts failing? What da-da-da. And it's like, this is something that you have to learn to master, because wealth, like having wealth on the material plane, doesn't necessarily mean that you've mastered your internal world to feel wealthy. And when you dedicate yourself to doing this work and playing in the quantum realm, playing with wealth, that's when it gets to be so fun. It's not so serious of like, oh my God, how do I do this? It's like, let's play. And when you play, the universe is like, ooh, I love this energy. This is magnetic. Money is like, ooh, I love this energy. She's magnetic. And it's like magnetism is really your point of attraction in the moment. So how can you start becoming more magnetic in the moment? You can start playing the game of money. You can start playing into the frequency of wealth. And because your mind and body don't know the difference between what has happened, what is happening, and what will happen, You're literally tricking your mind to feel like it's wealthy now. You're tricking your body to feel like you're wealthy now. And there is no reason for you to not feel wealthy right now. That's just something that you've been conditioned to believe, and you've gotten so serious and you've stopped looking at you stop looking at life like it's a game, and you're taking it so seriously that you've lost all magnetism. And then you're stuck in this low frequency with these low frequency emotions, with this low frequency lack consciousness, and then life feels hard. It feels like a struggle. It feels like you have to keep working for a job that you hate, and it feels like your business has to be hard, and it feels like sales and money and all of the things are hard. And it's like, you don't have to play there anymore. You get to live in the frequency where money is the easiest thing in the world for you to manifest. And this is what I desire for everyone. I don't want anyone to have to struggle with money anymore. I don't want you to normalize lack. I don't want you to be the person that in 5 years from now, you still are having a hard time with money. There are so many resources available to you. There are so many mentors, there are so many coaches, there are so many books, there's so much available to you, proving to you that there is another reality with money. So you have to stop choosing to play in the old reality. You have to stop living in this lack, and you need to start mastering abundance. So if you're ready to literally manifest more money this summer than you've ever manifested before, if you are ready to change your money story for good, then get into the money game. You will have instant access to the first 2 days, and then I'm going to be dropping 28 more days worth of practices, riffs, all of the things, so that way you are genuinely becoming wealthy now. It doesn't have to take a long time, because the way that I play is in the quantum realm. So this shit can happen quickly when you let it, when you play here, when you stay here, instead of being in one day and out the next day. Like, you're committing to 30 days with me. Or you can join Currency, the money membership, and you will get access to the 30 days in your membership. And as a reminder, if you want to join Currency, the money membership, you can use the code TikTok, all capitals, and you will save a month off the membership, which basically reduces your monthly payment by $10. So whatever you're feeling called to, whatever you're currently ready for, I just want you to know that you have a choice. You have a choice to become wealthy right now, or you can keep choosing to be in a impoverished state. But the choice is always yours. So what are you going to do about it? If you want to join either the money game or the money membership Currency, I will link both of them below. And I am so excited for this to be your wealthiest summer yet, for this to be your wealthiest year yet. Here comes the money, baby. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. And until the next episode, I'll talk with you soon. Bye. This is the Getting Into Alignment podcast. Here we play in the quantum world of possibilities. If you desire it, you get to have it. My name is Alexa Ray Smith. I'm a business coach and spiritual teacher for women in business. I'm here to help you unlock your personal power and tap into your magnetism so that you can manifest the most incredible life for yourself and build the business of your dreams. These episodes will help you plug into the energy of infinite potentiality and teach you the tools you need to play in this world where limitations don't exist. On this podcast, I'll be talking to you about energetics, mindset, embodiment, spirituality, money, and business. Everything that you want is on the other side of you getting into alignment.